Today is a special day. Today marks filming 100 videos in 100 days on YouTube. When I started this journey, honestly, I was at a crossroads. I was starting over at 44. I was pivoting a new channel. And honestly, I was questioning if I still had it in me to do this. And I have to say that there were a lot of days where I didn't feel like it. And most days I was seriously questioning every single thing. However, I kept going. I realized that consistency is the only thing that we have control over when you are starting over. So in today's video, I really want to share with you the views, my mindsets, and how my business was all affected through showing up consistently for 100 days. That way, if you are looking to rebuild, you know exactly what it takes. So let's go ahead and jump in. So the first thing that I want to share with you today is it was honestly easier than I thought. I think so many people overthink it, and I was one of those people. I was putting so much on my plate in order to reach the 100 days. However, I think when you simplify your process, it becomes a lot easier. The hard part is really at 44, the mental game, the mental drama of it all. You start to spin out of control. You put more on your plate than what needs to be on. I think once I simplified my process and I said, okay, I'm going to focus just on showing up, pressing record, sharing my journey, speaking, offering value. And then once I pass the 100 days, I can then focus on the other things that are important: thumbnails, titles, SEO, all of those things. I also feel like once you commit, it becomes a part of your routine. I don't think twice now about filming. It's just a part of my morning routine, just like brushing my teeth. It really comes natural. I know exactly what I need to do. Sure, I glance over and I look over my notes real quick. That tells me exactly what points to hit. But other than that, it's very, very easy. So I will tell you this, it's a lot easier than you think. So just go for it. Do not wait. So the second thing is this. I wish I would have started years ago. Honestly, it's one of those things, especially if you are a new YouTuber or you're starting to focus on YouTube full time and you've kind of dabbled here and there over the years. I think we all have that, oh man, why didn't I do this sooner? And we all know why, because we know that YouTube takes a lot of time and effort. It's really a full-time job for me right now. And you have to put time and effort and strategy, and it's a struggle. It's a mental struggle, and you have to have that bandwidth in your life in order to really be consistent. So for me, I don't think that there were other times in my life where this would have worked. I think now that I'm slowing down in order to build something big, it's the right time. However, I just can't help to think, oh my goodness, if I would have started years ago, where would I be? That's something that just comes to mind. But I'm proud. I'm so proud that I've completed this challenge. And I'm so proud that I completed something that I thought was impossible. Just last year, I tried doing YouTube full time. I tried for 90 days. I was a part of a 90-day challenge where you would upload once a week. And I quit after the 90 days. I completed the challenge, but right after the 90 days, I was like, I don't see anything growing. I don't see any metrics changing. I give up. It's not for me. However, this time around, I posted every single day. I thought it was impossible. I didn't really have high hopes. And you know what? I proved myself wrong. So I love it. And you don't know what you are capable of until you actually commit. I think that's the beauty of life, is that you surprise yourself. When you show up for yourself, when you commit, just blessings really unfold. I would have never thought that I would be able to work with brands on YouTube so early on. I would have never thought that I would have a few videos that take off. I had one outlier video last week, and now this week, another one. So I have now 2 videos that have taken off, which is giving me more data to understand exactly what the direction that I should take my channel. So that's the beauty of it. Now, the third thing that I want to share with you is growth takes longer than you think. Now, you really need to be careful not to compare your journey to everyone else's. I constantly have to remind myself of this, because you are going to see creators who are able to blow up. Literally, it looks like overnight. I see thread posts all the time where creators are sharing, oh, I just started YouTube and I've already hit my watch hours in 2 weeks, or I've hit my watch hours in 30 days. I've been at it for 100 days and I'm nowhere close to hitting my watch hours. And so some blow up fast and some don't. And it's just not me. And so I say that you have to go into it expecting that the growth is going to take time. Do not compare your journey to anyone else's, because we are all on our individual journeys and we all have different algorithms, to be honest, depending on the content that we are creating. And so for me, I had to understand that I'm pivoting an old existing channel. My old channel is not going to perform the same as someone who launches a brand new fresh channel. So with that being said, I'm actually fighting the old algorithm due to my old content. Also, my old subscribers who were used to a certain level of content is now seeing new content they didn't subscribe to. So with that being said, if they swipe by my videos, that affects my click-through rates, that affects a lot of things. And so I had to learn that, you know what, I really can't compare my journey to someone who just started. But part of me does wonder, what if? What if I would have started a brand new channel? Would things have turned out differently? Well, I won't ever know, because I'm already on this path and I'm not looking back. I don't plan to start over. I think like whatever's meant to be will be. And with all the data and research that I've done, I think it's just going to take time, and I'm willing to do the work in order to get to the other side. And so the fourth thing that I want to share with you today is, now that I have the data, I think this is very important for you to understand. The whole purpose of doing a challenge or posting weekly is to gather data. I think for new channels or those of us who don't have a community yet, we're trying to gather the metrics in order to understand what our audience wants and what content we want to be more consistent with. And so I think now, finally, now I know the data. I know exactly what my channel needs to be about. I'm still refining a few things, but I definitely have more clarity than I did even last week. And it took the 100 days to get there. And so what I want to say now is that now that I have that data, I can go back and I can refine my hooks. I now think it's important to work on my thumbnails and work on my editing. But listen to me, please listen. When you are just getting started, pick one thing that you want to focus on, because when you try to do all of the things, you know, your thumbnails, the SEO, your hooks and all of those things, that's when you start getting overwhelmed. Do I try to have a good hook? Absolutely. Do I try to edit thumbnails? Great. Absolutely. But I'm not obsessing over it. I spend a few minutes doing it and then I move on. Now I can spend a lot more time refining, researching, strategizing, A/B testing. I can really dive in deeper. But I say, if you're just getting started, just focus on showing up and offering value, and that's it. Past the 100-day mark, and then you can get started on the other things. At least that's the way I'm doing it. So I can slow down now and I can actually focus on quality, because I think in the beginning, quality doesn't matter. The reason is because the algorithm is still figuring you out anyways, and it's still testing your content through different groups of people. Right now, what's important is you finding your tribe. And that's the information and the experience, the storytelling, the things that you're sharing that matters most. And I really truly believe if people really want to follow you, they're not following you because of your cool editing, unless you're teaching editing, right? They want an inside bird's eye view into your life. They want the roadmap. They want the transformation. And so I think focusing on that is more important. And so now what's next for me is the next 100 days. Man, I'm going to keep going. I thought when I hit my 100-day mark, I was going to be done. I'm not. Because why stop now? That would be so foolish of me to reach this point where things are finally starting to pick up and work, and then me saying, okay, I'm done with the challenge, bye. Absolutely not. I didn't do all this work to then slow down. So I'm putting the pedal to the metal, as they say, and I'm going to even go faster, but I'm going to be more strategic, because now I have the data points, I have the metrics, I understand a little bit more of the direction that I want to go, and I have that clarity needed and the confidence to move forward. What I've learned in these 100 days, I'm telling you, a course or even a coach probably couldn't have taught me, because for me as a former educator, I learned by doing. I learned a lot by putting in the work, by actually stretching my muscle in this, by pressing record, by looking at the data and refining it as I go along. I don't think anybody can really teach you that. They can give you advice, but I believe everybody's channel is going to be different. And so there isn't a one size fits all for creators. You just have to do it yourself and figure out what works for you. And so if you are on the fence right now about getting started, I am telling you right now, just start. Just start. You will not regret it. I think you will regret more you waiting for everything to be perfect, for everything to line up. And then 100 days or 200, 300 days pass by and other people are well ahead of you where you could have been. So I say, get going. What my former coach used to say, take messy action. When you take messy action, you can figure it out as you go and you can adjust. And that's all I have for you guys today. Yay, confetti. 100 days. I'm so proud of myself. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you are new to my channel, welcome. This was your daily dose with Dupe. So I actually have a playlist. I will go ahead and tag it. Make sure that if you are just tuning in to my channel, that you go back. And I'm not saying you got to watch all 100 videos, but literally go through the videos. You will see my journey. You will see how terrible I was in the beginning. And you will also see the transformation in my speaking style. I believe I still speak fast. That's just me. I try to slow it down. I use my hands a lot, but you will see how I went from the teaching voice to more of a conversational tone. You'll see how my topics began to adjust, my editing, just everything. You'll really see the transformation. So thank you for being here. And like I said, I have tons of videos and I hope that it helps someone, because that is my goal in order to build a community where we can show up for one another and help one another. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to go ahead and edit this video, upload it, and go celebrate and get going with the rest of the work I have today. But until next time, I will see you tomorrow. Have a beautiful and blessed day.